Hey family, welcome back to Beyond the Claim, Unfiltered Insurance and Adjuster Talk. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Today, I ran into some episodes. I was like, huh? Let me just read this again to make sure that this is correct. Okay. But anyways, in today's episode, we are going to talk about money, who's making it, who's losing it, and how insurance companies are treating the people they should be protecting. Now I'm just have to get y'all opinion on one of these things, okay? I'm really have to get y'all opinion on that. But before we start, y'all always know in my videos I have to look out for my babies, right? I have to let you all know what is going on, what is happening with our children, right? So here we go. If you see something, say something. I want to remind you that child sex trafficking is a growing crisis. It's not just growing, it has grown, right? In 2024, over 27,000 cases were reported in the United States alone. If you see something suspicious, say something. Call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 888-373-7888. Every voice matters. Every child deserves protection. Every one of our children deserve protection, you guys. Please, you guys, we have to be on the lookout for this. This is something that's dear to my heart, and I feel like this is something that should be dear to all of our hearts, right? There are some people that are fighting for the child that's in the womb, but I think they forget that there's life beyond the womb. They forget about the very children that comes out of the womb. This is where we step in and we have to protect our children. I know the assignment. The assignment is to get our children while they're young, infiltrate them, get them to believe in and act in a certain way and a certain behavior that so it can duplicate. So understand, you have to understand the assignment when it comes to our children. So please, 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 if you see something, say something. Call the National Human Trafficking Hotline, 888-373-7888. All right, y'all. So we are talking about executive bonuses skyrocketing, right? Their bonuses are skyrocketing. They're getting big bonuses while premiums are skyrocketing, and lawsuits that could cost USAA $35 million. All right. So let's get into this. Now, first, I want to talk about this insurance company called Slide. I've never heard of Slide, and I guess maybe they're not in Georgia. Maybe that's why I haven't heard of them. I've never worked for them. I've really never seen a commercial for them. But anyways, I want to talk about how the rich keep getting richer, right? In 2024, Slide CEO Bruce Lucas paid himself $21 million, and his wife, who's also the COO, took home $16.5 million. That's over $37 million just between the two of them. Meanwhile, they're cashing checks, right? But the Florida families are watching their premiums rise by double digits. Slide made its Wall Street debut in June with the largest insurance IPO of 2025, opening at $21 a share and landing at $2.62 billion valuation. They insure single-family homes and condos in Florida and South Carolina. Those are where all their most of their policyholders are. In those areas, they've been hit hard by storms. They have rate hikes like crazy, especially Florida, right? Slide brought in $92.5 million in net income in just the first quarter of 2025. It is giving profits over people. Now, y'all, when I look at this, I say, okay, well, maybe they worked real hard to get their insurance company going. And maybe they do deserve these bonuses. I can't really count someone else's pocket and say what they deserve and what they don't deserve, because obviously this insurance company is making some money. That insurance company is making some bank. But what I do say, while they're raising these premiums of their people of their clients. One thing their clients need to be asking themselves: do they even invest back into our community? When we had storms and trying to recover from this flood damage, which we know more than likely their insurance didn't cover, did they come out? Did they send a crew out like USAA did for Texas? Did they send a crew out to come and help recovery? Did they do like a Habitat for Humanity to try to help rebuild some of these homes? Are they that type of insurance company to where they're investing back? If they're not, I suggest Florida and South Carolina, you need to be looking for a new insurance company. This is what consumers have to do. This is what we have to do every year. We need to search for new rates, and that's where consumers get lazy. We get lazy. We don't search. We see that policy renewal coming in. We don't even look at it. Most of the time, you guys don't even know what your deductible is. I've done so many claims to where when I'm talking to you all, first thing you all say to me, I didn't know that was my deductible. How did my deductible get that high? And I'm like, well, I have to refer you back to your agent. I'm an adjuster. I'm claiming I'm here to pay you, but I didn't put your policy in place. This is what you need to discuss with your agent. So I'm telling you guys, y'all can let me know in the comments of what you think about this. They live lavish. When I say lavish lifestyles, if y'all see this lifestyle that I'm looking at, this is lavish. But at the same time, who am I to say that they didn't deserve it? Maybe they worked hard to get this insurance company going. Maybe they sacrificed for years and now their payday came in. I don't know. But I say as a consumer, if you're going to raise my rates, you better be investing into my community, back into my community, right? So y'all can let me know about that company called Slide. I've never heard of them. If you have a policy with Slide, if you've been with them for a while, let me know in the comments. Because again, like I said, I've never heard of them, right? But anyways, let me go to my next segment to let you know right quick. There are some more rate hikes. Illinois, State Farm, yeah, they're raising your rates. We're gonna talk about State Farm. Yeah. I saw an article here. State Farm, they just filed to increase homeowners insurance rates in Illinois by 27.2%. Let me say that again. 27.2%. That's nearly 1.5 million policyholders impacted. And it's one of the largest rate hikes in the state's history. This is why it's important that you look at your policy, you look at that renewal, and not be lazy and start shopping around, right? Now listen to this though, what State Farm says. State Farm says that the hikes are necessary because of losses from severe weather, including tornadoes, winter storms. I'm wondering do they have a point there? They argue that their catastrophic provisions have been falling short. But how much more can homeowners take? Is this suitable or isn't it? So let me just tell you one thing that I read here, what they were saying about the state of Illinois. They said on average, Illinois sees about 17 tornadoes each year, 60 to 80 severe thunderstorms, and an average of 5 severe winter storms annually. What do you think about that? Do you really think that that's a reason to raise rates? Could be. What are your thoughts on that? Does that justify? Because I know they raised rates in California. I did a video about that. Illinois got hit. And I also tell you now, Allstate also raised rates for Illinois too. This is why it's important as a consumer to make sure you're following your policy. And don't forget, add that flood insurance. Shop around for that. Get a very competitive rate for that flood insurance, okay? That's what you have to do with that too, right? So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. You think it's okay, for State Farm to go ahead and raise those rates along with Allstate? What about this Slide CEO? They live a lavish life. But I'm going to be honest with you. These insurance companies have some tight reserves. These reserves be in the trillions of dollars. That they have. This is why I stress to y'all that it is important that you put your money who's investing back into your community, who will be there in the time of catastrophic devastation. Yep. This is where we need to put our money because we can shut down everything. We can shut it down, and we know we can. As Tesla. You see how we all came together, not just as this country, other countries came in on it too. We're people at the end of the day. Republican, Democrat, in the middle, out the middle, whatever. We got to be looking out for each other in our communities, right? All right. Now, talking about community, I ran up on this story, and y'all gonna have to let me know what you think about this. USAA is being sued for $35 million, right? Now, this is how it goes. This man reportedly was fired after he neglected to tell USAA where he was for 5 days. For 5 days, right? So this is his story. This is what he says. He says, according to the MySA, the former USAA employee, Edmund Gibbons, filed suit in May after he was denied unemployment benefits and was unable to retain his position. By his account, Gibbons was fired from USAA in 2022 after being hospitalized for what he calls a severe mental health emergency. However, in his own records, reportedly showed he missed around 5 days of work before notifying his employer about his situation, which ultimately led to his termination. Now, during his unemployment benefit review, the Texas Workforce Commission found that USAA has an employee policy in place that states 5 no-call, no-show incidents may result in termination. Why does everything go on in Texas? This suit here is in Texas. Texas is hot right now. Like our president said, the United States is hot. Texas is hot right now. Now, Gibbons argued in his suit, however, that his termination was in violation of the Family and Medical Leave Act and that he was unfairly fired on the basis of job abandonment when he was in the hospital receiving treatment for PTSD. Now, as a business owner, I used to have a logistics company. If my driver didn't show up for 5 days, I had to find a new driver. I understand that, veterans do suffer from PTSD. They do have those mental emergencies, mental health emergencies. I get it. I know a number of them. But I'm just letting you all know business has to go on. Now, at that time, I only had one truck. I will have to get a new driver unless my business is stalled. My business can't work anymore. I wouldn't be able to earn any money if my driver went away for 5 days. Or if my helper, because I was delivering for Rooms to Go and Lowe's, I had to help a helper. If my helper disappeared, I would have to move quickly. So I'm saying, is USAA justified? Or do Edmund get this $35 million? Right? But remember now, during the time, he didn't notify USAA of his whereabouts or even when he was going to return. Is that fair? And they fired him. And see, the Texas Workforce Commission stated that USAA has a 5-day no-call, no-show policy. Pretty much you can be terminated. But Gibbons is saying that's not enough for the reason why he was fired. He's a veteran. He was in crisis. That's a crisis. I understand that. I understand it because I know a number of veterans. And I understand the PTSD. I understand that as well. But y'all got to let me know, do y'all think he deserved these $35 million? And he is representing himself. Yeah, no lawyer picked this up. He is representing himself on this. So I'm going to ask you guys, is USAA wrong for firing him? Or should they be held accountable for how they handled it? Do y'all think Edmund's going to walk away with them $35 million? I just don't think so. And I'm just being honest from being a business owner, a very small business owner. I would have had to move on 5 days. I got to move on. Trust and believe me. That first day you calling out, the first 2 days, baby, I'm already in there looking for me somebody else. Matter of fact, I'm finna have somebody on standby. Y'all just gotta let me know y'all thoughts on that. But remember, you guys, I want y'all to understand where we put our dollars, it matters. So if an insurance company is not reinvesting into our community, they're making all this money, they can live lavishly, which is fine with me. I don't count anybody's dollars because I know it's hard building a business. You have to do, it's called sweat equity. A lot of times no one see you in the background working. You're working and you're working and you're investing. No one sees that, but they see your dollars and they begin to count them. But at the end of the day, if you're making this much money and you have all this surplus, you should reinvest into the communities where your largest consumers are. Wouldn't you think so? But consumers, I'm going to say it again. We got to put our money where it matters. Who's going to give back to us? If an insurance company is raking in billions but won't support its policyholders, if they fire veterans instead of helping them recover, if they hike up your premiums while padding executive pockets, this is why we got to do what we got to do. I don't know if those are companies that I would want to do business with. I'm going to be honest with you. I bank with USAA. Truth of the matter, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going anywhere, but I don't know if Edmund's going to get this $35 million because I'm a little bit on USAA side on this from being a business owner, understanding how it is when you need employees to be at work and then you don't know what happened. Yeah. But see, remember now, USAA is one of those that donated to the flood recovery efforts in Texas. Not only did they donate, they sent a team there to help them recover. They did $500,000. While USAA is under fire, they're also giving back. This right here is a mixed bag here. So y'all gonna have to let me know, but again, as consumers, we do have to start demanding better. We got to put our money somewhere else. We need better rates. We need better treatments, and we also need better value. All right. So listen, don't forget to download your free claim game plan toolkit. It's your guide to smarter insurance decisions. The link is in the description. Hey, drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know about what you think about that slide CEO and the COO. That's a husband and wife team. Now, that's how you do that thing. They did a 27% rate hike in Illinois. They didn't, but State Farm did. Does USAA deserve to lose $35 million for firing a veteran in crisis? Let's talk about that. Give me some comments. Let me know. Hey, subscribe. I am trying to get to 10,000 homes that I want to protect and help protect and keep you guys protected and bringing you guys the latest insurance news, gossip, and also about us as adjusters of what we think about your claims. If you got a claim you want to discuss with us, come on, bring it on. I'm going to give you the hard truth and I'll bring on other adjusters in the conversation as well. All right. So listen, subscribe and pass it on. Again, trying to get to 10,000 homes to protect by the end of the year. This is Conversations Unfiltered. It's about the insurance industry and how it can work for us and against us. And also, I'm going to keep it real because I am an adjuster. Hey, until next time, I will see you guys and keep it beyond the claim. Take care.